I killed you, motherfucker. You crazy? Only the fuck you think they play with. I don't play no motherfucking games. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. Fuck you up. I play no motherfucking games.
Will a win over Canelo put you ahead of Mayweather as the greatest boxer of this generation?
Listen, I leave the opinions to everybody else, but like I said, after this fight, when I defeat Canelo, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm gonna.
It was a surprise to everyone. Behind the scenes at the first real Floyd Mayweather vs. Terence Crawford fight, the mood was tense and exciting. Two of the best boxers in the world got into a fight before the cameras even started rolling. Tempers flared and tempers rose. The exact words that were said are still a riddle. One thing, though, could not be denied. This was not at all a nice way to start. It was a choice between pride and memory. In ways the sport hasn't seen in years, history and history are coming together. When they finally faced each other directly, the problem got worse instead of better. As the lights came on, both fighters tried to hide, but Floyd's eyes showed who they were. This wasn't a show, a joke, or the harmless character he had worked on for decades. He was focused and serious, and even though Crawford seemed calm and collected, he seemed ready to take on any task Floyd threw at him.
This kid said he'd been training every day. For years, every day in boxing. I'm somewhere in Aruba, in the Bahamas, in Dubai. I'm traveling the world.
At first, it looked like a normal argument. There are agreements, talks, and the usual back and forth about who gets what. But the mood quickly changed when the question of who really rules this time was brought up.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself.
Crawford leaned in, showing that he was sure of himself. Floyd's stance got stiff. Floyd looked irritated for the first time in a long time. Crawford doesn't mean to be rude, but he knows why this game is happening. This is known by everyone else as well. What set this whole thing off? Canelo Alvarez says with confidence that Crawford has passed Floyd.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
The internet went crazy over just one statement. Fans begin to whisper things about Floyd that haven't been said in years after Crawford beats Canelo. He becomes boxing's new star. Could it be that someone is better than Mayweather?
Who do you think's better out of those two? Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, it's, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
That is the real spark. Floyd stands for the line that no one is brave enough to cross. There he is, 47 years old, staring into the eyes of one of the world's most dangerous fighters because of it.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of the biggest egos in the sport, so much so that he could not find a way to give Muhammad Ali credit as being a top 5 fighter and claimed that Roberto Duran sits above Muhammad Ali, right? Why? Because Floyd wants to be better than Muhammad Ali. He completely redid his image when he became Money Mayweather to pretty much copy from calling himself the GOAT, calling himself TBE, right? Whole thing. Very disrespectful of Muhammad Ali when he was coming up, when after Floyd Mayweather Jr. wound up being at the top of the sport. So now that Terence Crawford has firmly placed himself at the top of boxing, and not just as the pound for pound fighter, right now, many people are saying, hey, shouldn't he be considered one of the greatest fighters of all?
After the fight was over, The news conference started, and the tension stayed high. Floyd wasn't going on and on like he did before. He was all business this time. Clear, calm, and laser-focused. Not a single joke or act was used. Every sentence talked about impact. Floyd wants this fight because he won't let anyone change the past or take away the power he has gained.
I didn't have to have 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
Another person, Crawford, stands across the room from Floyd and watches him without any emotion, as if Floyd were just another opponent on his way. There's no need for Crawford to show himself. He has already beaten Errol Spence, dominated Canelo, and put all naysayers to rest along the way. Do they need to win against Floyd? Not even close. But does he really want it? Of course.
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound, you or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
When asked if he could beat Mayweather early in his career, Crawford wouldn't say. He never said anything brave. Never looked into that story. That was a long time ago, though.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No. Nope.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your...
Okay, that's a no.
It was clear that Floyd didn't like being questioned by the reporters. It had nothing to do with what Crawford said. It had to do with what he stood for. As of now, this man is thought to be the best in the sport and has become the new winner. Floyd can't take it.
Where does he rank now, all time? Ending this interview.
#1, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd generation to this generation to get to see it come. That's just like, we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on.
The conversation then turned to Floyd's upcoming fight with Mike Tyson. Also, let's be honest, no one is acting like this is a real fight. Everything about it is fun. 2 stars get into the ring, put on a show, and get paid a lot of money.
That fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and Like, hey, this is not, we're going to have fun. We're going to throw a few punches. Like, I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to fight Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to get the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event.
You can't forget about one thing, though. It's Mike Tyson. Also, remember that Tyson has hated Floyd for a long time if he lets his feelings get the best of him. This show could become dangerous and unpredictable, even if it's just a game.
Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
Now listen, we're talking about Floyd, and listen, we all gotta believe we're the greatest of all times, right? We all gotta believe that, but we all know Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time.
If you could have fought any fighter in your life, any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
But here's the truth. This fight is much better than any other Tyson show. Floyd's mood changes as soon as someone talks about Crawford. There is no longer a showman or a money character. What you see is Floyd Mayweather Jr., the boxer who went 50 wins and no losses and is eager to make a big return. He knows that beating Crawford now will end all arguments about his reputation for good. Crawford also gets it. Even though Floyd is old, beating him would solidify his place as one of boxing's all-time greats. It's not just business. Crawford knows that Floyd is a very dangerous person.
Looking back at like Floyd's career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight. And that's what led him to be so great, you know, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, you know, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, back to back to fight, one after one.
Many people thought Crawford would quit after beating Canelo. He had already shown everything. He beat a bigger opponent that no one thought he had a chance against, so he was the undisputed pound-for-pound champion. Many people thought he had already sealed his reputation.
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, you would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin.
That being said, Crawford picked the hardest obstacle on purpose. He wants Floyd because he doesn't want to argue anymore. Supporters who say he's great, but has never fought Floyd don't make him happy. Neither of them should last. He wants to send a strong message by beating the boxer legend who ruled for 20 years.
Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Besides that, Crawford is a real rival. One of the few fighters left who wants real fights. I don't think he wants easy wins. He won't give up, even if taking those risks gets him criticized, which it does. Floyd is getting older, so why should people put up with him? It would be fun to fight someone like Boots Ennis. This kind of question makes sense. To be honest,
just feel that Boots Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his prime.
A lot of fans, fighters, and experts have been saying for years that Crawford should meet Boots Ennis. Ennis is a one-of-a-kind opponent whose style really tests Crawford. Explosive, switch-hitting, technically sharp, and dangerous from all sides.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. They both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So
Sure.
I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with
Supporters aren't the only ones making noise. Boots Ennis has not stopped. He has openly challenged Crawford and said he wants to face the man who most people think is the best of this era. But if someone asks Crawford about it, he quickly brushes it off, saying he's not interested and the battle won't help him.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. You know, fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. You know, I win, they're gonna say, oh, well, he was young, he wasn't ready. You know, he was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, you know, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. You know, because we always seen him win in flying colors, a fashionate way. You know, to where we say, oh man, he's cold, he's skillful, but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him. So me fighting Boots will be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight. It's gonna sell a little bit because your name is what you just accomplished.
Still, there is still talk of a possible fight with Boots. In fact, Crawford avoids these arguments more and more, and they get worse and last longer.
Fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically would be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jerron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
A very good prime fighter goes up against a very good famous prime. That's the perfect match. Fans who really care want. But let me tell you the truth. Crawford has already beaten Undisputed Spence and taken Canelo's title away. It is not necessary to chase someone like Boots Ennis. It's not about the ring dare in the fight with Floyd. It's about making history. As they hit Boots, people nod. Good fight. The talk about beat Floyd goes on for decades. For the next 30 years, people will talk about, debate, and praise it.
I'm here to fight the best. I don't care who it is. It can be Boots next, it can be Spence next, it can be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it. Because, you know, that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. Man, and we're just gonna keep doing what I do best. You know, and that's just being me.
Things get really interesting now. Collins is bigger than Floyd, has more strength, is younger, and stays in the ring longer. But not hitting a big shot is the hardest thing about going up against Floyd. It really does link everything together. Floyd could totally change the script and turn the fight into a defensive clinic that tests Crawford's patience and technique. Crawford could start strong and win the first few rounds.
It's wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference.
Floyd talked about leaving a legacy, getting rich, and earning respect at the news conference. Crawford's comments were mostly about challenges, competition, and proving his worth in the fight.
And that boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. Man, that boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see, that's where Floyd mastered. You know, hit and not get hit. A lot of people, they give him credit now, but they didn't.
That's the end of today's movie. If you liked what you saw, please click the bell, like, and follow to make sure you don't miss any of our new videos. Feel free to write your thoughts in the space below. Please let us know what you think. Watch out for more, and see you in the next.